और शांति सभा में उपस्थित आप सभी पवित्र जनों को, पुण्य हृदयों को नमन करता हूं, प्रणाम करता हूं और ईश्वर के इस सुमिरन के साथ आज के इस सत्संग को मैं प्रारंभिक करता हूं। तीन शब्द है, जन्म, जीवन और मृत्यु। There are only three words: birth, life and death. And we all are surrounded by these three things. No one can escape from these three things: जन्म, जीवन और मृत्यु। We know one thing very well, that is life. But generally, people do not try to understand the birth and obviously the death. No one wants to think about death. मृत्यु के बारे में कोई नहीं सोचना चाहता, but that is the ultimate truth. वो अवश्यंभावी है, वो होगी, वो होके रहेगी, पर हम उसके बारे में सोचना नहीं चाहते। Let us think about birth and the death. Is there any specific definition for birth? Can we correctly define what exactly birth is? I always said that we do know only about the date of delivery. What we say DOB, date of birth. I'm sorry to say that is not the date of birth. That is the date of delivery. That's it. But who knows what is the birth and what is the date of birth? We have to understand what the birth is. Before addressing the question, let us think, what am I? Who am I? मैं क्या हूं? Am I just this body? Can I say this body is I? What is I? Generally we say, this is my body. This is my body. It means I am something that is not body. I say this is my cell phone. This is my cell phone. The word my, yam by my, it indicates you are separated from this entity. If I say this is my body, this is my head, this means I am not the head, but I am the master of the head. This is my body. It means I am not the body. This body belongs to me. I am the master of this body. I say my brain. It means I am not the brain. This brain belongs to me and I am the user and I am the master of this brain. Then the question remains same. Who am I? What am I? There are two types of existence in this world. One is physical and second one is not physical. One is physical and the second one is not physical. One is visible and the second one is not visible, that is invisible. One is very big, you can look at that, you can touch it, you can feel it. But the other one is not so easy to understand, to touch it, to understand it. There are two types of existence in this world. One is physical and the other one is spiritual. The other one is spiritual. एक भौतिक सत्ता है, एक आध्यात्मिक सत्ता है. And would you like to answer this question? Which one is more valuable? Which one is more strong? Which one is stronger one? Do you have any idea? The spiritual one is more valuable. The value of this body is just due to the value of and the existence of the soul. If the soul, if the spirit exists, lies in this body, then only there is some value of this body. Once it leaves the body, and what is the value of this body? What this body can perform? What can do this? Nothing. ये किसी को छू नहीं पाएगा शरीर यदि सोल नहीं है तो इसके अंदर. किसी को आशीर्वाद नहीं दे पाएगा, किसी का पैर नहीं छू पाएगा, किसी को गले नहीं लगा पाएगा. क्या है इस बॉडी की कीमत? God in the Vedas says that, O man, never forget, bhasmantam shariram, the value to soil. This body turns to ashes. And ashes, there is no recognition of the ashes. Even you cannot recognize the ash to whom it belongs to. You cannot recognize. आप कल्पना कीजिए, प्लीज इमेजिन, मैं अपने किसी परिवार के सदस्य के साथ 50 साल से रहता हूं. I live with one of my family members for 50 years. When he dies, the body will be converted into the soil and ashes. If someone comes to me, grabbing some ashes in both hands and show in front of me and asks me, can you recognize what ashes belongs to the body you lived with for 50 years? हमने जिसके साथ 60 बरस बिता दिए हैं, क्या उनकी भस्म को देख करके हम पहचान सकेंगे कि ये भस्म इस शरीर की है? That is the ultimate truth. And we performing our activities only for this body, which is valueless, which will be turning into the ashes in the soil. But we are never doing anything for the soul, the most valuable thing. The existence of this body depends on the existence of the soul, Atma. So what am I? Who am I? I am the soul. I am the spirit. The soul is eternal, beginningless, endless. But this body, this is perishable. Soul is imperishable. It is doing well because of the soul. It is fresh because of the soul. If soul leaves this body, then it perishes. This is not imperishable. This body is not imperishable. This is perishable. But the soul, that is imperishable. That is eternal. That is not long lasting, but that is everlasting. That is everlasting. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naroparani. योगेश्वर श्री कृष्ण जी एग्जाम्पल देते हैं, जिस प्रकार पुराने मैले कपड़ों को हम छोड़ देते हैं और नए कपड़ों को हम पहन लेते हैं. We don't want to keep dirty clothes and old clothes on his body. We remove them, we threw them away, and we put some fresh clothes on his body. The soul does same. When this body is not good to stay in for a soul, then the soul leaves the body. Then the soul leaves the body. And what happens that one? So we were talking about the birth. What is the birth? According to Vedas and the spiritual scriptures, birth is nothing. That is the combination of mixture of spiritual and physical entities. And it happens in the womb of the mother approximately 280 days before of the date of delivery. When soul joins a physical body, and it wants to exist in a body, the incident, the birth, the second, the moment is the called birth. Now what is the death? That is very simple. When the soul leaves the association of the body, that is called death. How much time it takes to get a birth? What is the time of the process of birth and what is the time of the process of the death? No one can count. Birth is not in my control. So can you control the death now? No. Even death is not in my control. I'm hopeless. I'm helpless. Even birth is not in my control and the death is not in my control. If birth is in my control, why should I choose a poor family to get my birth? I would like to go to a king's family. I would like to enter a womb of a queen. I never wanted to enter in a body of a beggar. But it happens because it is not in my control. जन्म मेरे हाथ में नहीं है, मेरे नियंत्रण में नहीं है. Why should I choose this body? This is not so tall. This is not white. This is not so strong. If birth is in my control, in the control of the soul, तो कोई भी आत्मा बीमार नहीं होना चाहेगा. कोई भी आत्मा गरीब परिवार में पैदा होना नहीं चाहेगा. कोई भी आत्मा uneducated families में जाना नहीं चाहेगा. But it is not in my control, as I said. And death, again, it is not in our control. यदि मृत्यु हमारे हाथ में होती तो मैं बढ़िया सा मकान सेलेक्ट करके प्राण छोड़ता, मैं मुहूर्त निकलवा करके प्राण छोड़ता, पर ऐसा नहीं होता. Now, I want to question God. Oh God, why do you give me this life? where I cannot control my birth, and I cannot control my death too. The God says in Vedic chantings, in Vedic mantras, O my son, listen one thing. I know birth is not in your control and death is not in your control, but the life that is in your control. Birth is the instant of 1 second, and death is the instant of 1 second. But the life, it lasts 50 years. It may last 100 years, and it may last more than 100 years. The duration from birth to death, the span is called life. वो जीवन है, जन्म जीवन मृत्यु, जन्म एवं मृत्यु के बीच की जो कड़ी है, जो स्पैन है, उसका नाम है जीवन। वो हमारे हाथ में है। यदि मैं चाहूं, मैं अपने जीवन को एक सुंदर सुंदर मंदिर बना सकता हूं। यदि मैं चाहूं तो अपने जीवन को एक मरघट, एक स्मशान बना सकता हूं। यदि मैं चाहूं अपने जीवन को एक सुंदर वाटिका बना सकता हूं। यदि मैं चाहूं अपने जीवन को एक खंडहर बना सकता हूं। That is my choice. मैं अपने जीवन को क्या बनाता हूं, परमेश्वर कहते हैं ये तुम्हारे हाथों में है। तुम अच्छा करो तो अच्छा जन्म मिलेगा। But the question is, what happened before the birth and what will be happened after the death? It was said, the soul is eternal. The soul is everlasting. It is not going to turn into ashes. According to Vedic ideology, we cannot cut the soul into pieces. We can cut only the body. We cannot burn the soul. We can burn only the body. We cannot put some water and we cannot dip the soul in the waters. We can only dip this body in the waters. Soul is everlasting. But what happens to the whole, to the soul after death? Jadasya hi dhruvo mrityuh ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च। दुनिया में जितना बड़ा सत्य ये है, पैदा होने वाला मृत्यु को प्राप्त करता है। पैदा होने वाला, every person who got born will get death one day, today or tomorrow. This is a journey. This is the journey. But the Vedas say that death is not a period. In America, it uses period. In India, it is the full stop. The death is not a stop, but the death is a pause, a little pause. That is the very tiny process, very small process. God says, after death, I will give you one more birth. And after death, I will give you one more birth. And you will get one more birth. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. Is modern science ready to accept this truth? The lay persons are ready to accept this truth. It seems they are not ready. The science is not ready to accept the truth. I would like to give an example every time in this occasion. Who can smile in this world? Only human beings. No other animal can smile. Only human beings can smile. But give me the reason when a human being smiles. What's the reason why he smiles? Why you smile? When you smile, when I smile, why I smile? Is there any answer to this question? We all are here. But we are not smiling right now. But sometimes we laugh. Sometimes we smile. Sometimes we cry. Why?
Emotions.
Emotions? And another answer?
Attachment.
Exactly. We remember, we recall something. When we look at a stranger, generally we do not smile. What do you think? Thousands of people are walking on the streets. When we look at them, generally we do not smile. But among all those them, there is one person you are connected with. You know the person. He is very lovable. You like him. You love him. When you look at him, a smile. Automatically, a smile comes on your face. Is it true or not? Yes, it is true. And when we cry, when we feel some uncomfortable in our life, then we cry. Okay, it makes sense. But now, ask one thing, a baby, an infant, just he is getting birth, just he is delivered, and he is in a comfortable place, and he is in a deep sleep. He is in a deep sleep. He doesn't recognize anyone, even mother, even father, even brother. He doesn't recognize anyone, and he is in his deep sleep. Suddenly, he smiles and he laughs. How and why? Any biology, any chemistry, any sort of science is ready to answer this question? Okay, leave the smiling and laughing, but the baby is sleeping in a deep sleep. Everything is okay. Nothing is going wrong there. There is no fire. There is no earthquake. No one is beating the child. There are no snakes. There are no lions to eat him. All of a sudden, he starts crying. Why he is crying? क्या परेशानी थी? एसी के कमरे में मखमली गद्दों के ऊपर प्यार से सोया हुआ एक बच्चा, शेर नहीं, चीता नहीं, सांप नहीं, पिटाई नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं, अचानक नींद में रो देता है. Why? If there is no past life, if there is no past life, if there are no past memories with soul, how can it possible? How can a baby smile? How can a baby cry? There are no memories of this life in his mind. There are no memories of this life because just he's starting his life. Just he's starting his life. He doesn't know how Dunkin' Donut tastes. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what is the taste of the honey. He doesn't know what is the taste of the pizza. He doesn't have any memory of this life, but still he is laughing. He's smiling. Sometimes he's crying. The baby is crying because even there are no memories of this life, but there are some memories and they are coming from past lives. It means after death, there is a birth and there is a life. And before life, before birth, there was a death. This is the cycle. This is the ever going cycle. Can you break this cycle? Can I break this cycle? Yes. Our Vedas, our Bhagavad Gita, our Darshan Shastra, and our Upanishad, the religious structures, the philosophical structures talk about the salvation, moksha, मुक्ति. एक बार मुक्ति को हम पा लेंगे, जन्म जीवन और मृत्यु के चक्र से हम छूट जाएंगे और एक बार उस मुक्ति को पा लेंगे तो प्रभु के आनंद को, प्रभु के दिव्य आनंद को हम प्राप्त कर सकते हैं. तो दिस इज द स्टोरी ऑफ बर्थ, लाइफ एंड डेथ. आफ्टर एवरी डेथ देयर इज ए बर्थ, आफ्टर एवरी बर्थ there is a life. After every life, there is a death. Before every death, there is a life. Before every life, there is a birth. And before every birth, there was a death. This is the cycle. So हमें अच्छा करना चाहिए, पुण्य करना चाहिए, पाप नहीं करना चाहिए. कि इसी विवेचना के साथ मैं दिवंगत आत्मा के लिए प्रार्थना करता हूँ. परमात्मा उनकी जर्नी को, द अपकमिंग जर्नी ऑफ द डिपार्टेड सोल, God may make it easy, comfortable. According to her karma, according to her actions, there will be some good actions, there will be some bad actions. We are the mixture of good and bad. So according to her karma, may God give her right place and right path. In her next journey, she would be pure. She would be following the purest path of dharma, and may God lead her to the total salvation, the mukti, the moksha. Om